I think the advantage of remote testimony is it allows more people to come into the Olympia process.
We have individuals in Eastern Washington, especially in Spokane and the Spokane Valley, who, if they're going to testify in Olympia, are going to drive about 6 hours and maybe be here before a committee starts, but they may only get 3 minutes to testify.
We're a big state, and for some people living in Spokane or Walla Walla or Wenatchee, it's quite a burden on them to make the trip to Olympia to testify at a hearing.
A perfect example of a bill I sponsored, 5491, which had to do with water issues in the Wenatchee River Basin. And I had a county commissioner, 2 mayors, the mayor of Leavenworth, the mayor of Cashmere, and some staff people who wanted to testify on a bill that was scheduled for 8 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. Had they come over, that would have been the expense of motel rooms. They would have had to leave early, leave work, miss work that day.
The whole idea of this is to allow more people to participate who've been kind of shut out of the process, mainly because of geography.
So by having these remote sites and they're able to go maybe just a few miles, it definitely opens up the process to a lot more people, and that's a good thing.
We looked at models in Hawaii, in Alaska, Nevada, Idaho, Colorado. Colorado is one of the newer states that has picked up remote testimony. We took a look at the potential impacts on committee staffing, committee administration, the management for a chair to run a meeting. We looked at what our technical capabilities were. Our equipment is a decade old and needs at some point to be updated. Wanted to figure out what were all of the different things that we needed to consider in order to make remote testimony work.
We started working with our technical staff here with Legislative Support Services and Legislative Service Center.
Basically, because it was a pilot project, we didn't want to spend a lot of money. So in order to make that happen, we basically went off on eBay, found some inexpensive equipment, old equipment, we'll just say that, but functional, useful for what our purposes of testing. We also repurposed some security cameras that were being removed. DES upgraded some security cameras on campus, so I grabbed a hold of those, and we repurposed those into the hearing rooms as well, and basically cobbled together the system that we would need to extend this technology into all the other hearing rooms. We've had similar technology in hearing room 4 for probably 8 years, but this is the first time we've actually made it available in all the rooms and to all the committees.
And what we did leading up to the session was identify several remote sites in Eastern Washington.
And then we also worked with the community college system, the State Board for Community and Technical Colleges, and they were very helpful in linking us up with individual campuses that were supportive of providing a space and the equipment necessary on their end to support this.
And we did a lot of testing with them to make sure that our systems and our networks were compatible. And that worked out very well. We had very few surprises.
And we did a little work this summer, or a lot of work this summer, and a lot of evenings, and we got it all in there and tested.
And I had the opportunity to let them video conference in. They all got to testify on that Thursday morning. Within 15 minutes we were done. That was excellent. We could not have done that if we didn't have this new technology.
I was thrilled in Ways and Means to have remote testimony from Colfax, Washington, which is certainly not a large city in Whitman County. And we heard from the administrators of the Colfax School District. So it's very worthwhile for people to get that perspective, for the members too, from say Seattle to hear the perspective of folks from Eastern Washington.
So in terms of next steps, Senate Committee Services will be working with Senate Administration and Legislative Support Services to survey all those who have participated in the remote testimony pilot. The senators sitting on the committees that have utilized the service, those that have participated remotely in providing their testimony, as well as our college partners and others that have participated in the pilot. We will be generating a final report to the Facilities and Operations Committee and lay out options based on the results of the survey of an evaluation of the technology that we currently have, looking at what might be out there that could better support remote testimony. Those things will be built into the report. And then this next interim will be exploring opportunities for other potential locations, networking with our partners to determine where remote testimony can go from here.
As we are wrapping up this experience, we've identified several areas where we can improve. So I believe the next steps are going to be to try and figure out where we want to make some investments into the hearing rooms and into our network to provide a higher quality experience for the members here and for the people at the other end of the connection.
And I can tell you when the faces come on the screens from home, sometimes they're not clear, their audio is very clear, so technology will only improve.
The advantage of the newer technology would be HD. The audio and the video quality would be better. We'd have a lot fewer dropouts of the picture and the audio. We have freezing audio and video pixels. It would be great to see that cleaned up.
As we go forward, we just have to figure out how much we want to invest, how much we want to enhance the experience. You know, technology tends to be costly, but that's the way technology is. You make an investment and you enjoy the benefit of that investment.
Ideally, 4 committees meeting at 8 o'clock could all have remote testimony sessions going multiple locations across the state. They could, go from Vancouver to Spokane, then go up to Bellingham next and, have 5 minutes per location. That's just outside of our capabilities right now.
The partnerships that the Senate has established with the public community and technical colleges, the four-year higher education institutions, educational service districts, local governments, there's really so much opportunity to expand participation in the legislative process as we go forward. It will be a matter of staffing and resources. To date, the sites that have been used have been provided at no cost to the Senate. Certainly, those institutions from higher education have students that are also vying for classroom space. So trying to identify what those potential locations are, that's something that we're very excited working with our partners to do.
People's interest in using the technology is growing. The public's becoming more familiar with it, and I think is starting to embrace the idea of video conferencing a lot more. And the community college system and the educational service districts and four-year colleges, I think, are also very excited to see this program grow and expand.
People are very receptive to this. I think our constituents see the benefit of it.
This is valuable for the average citizen who's paying attention to a certain issue and could add value to a hearing in 3 minutes.
Regardless of geography, regardless of social class, the opportunity to participate in state government, we're very excited to see this pilot program, and we hope that it will be permanent in the future. Thank you.